Hello, friends, and welcome to my new video. Today, I'll be talking about a movie which I've been waiting for quite a while. The film was supposed to release around April or May of this year, but for whatever reasons, the release kept on getting pushed. And then there was this debate whether the movie should be released in select theaters or directly to OTT. It did appear on big screen as the theaters opened up, but I didn't go and see the movie there. I've seen it on its release on OTT last night, and the movie I'm talking about is Rumi Jaffri's Chehre. Chehre looked like an interesting premise, the trailer that I had seen quite some time back, which is why the desire to watch the movie, because the trailer was engaging, and the genre is one of my favorites, that of a thriller. It looked interesting enough, especially given the fact that Amitabh Bachchan and Imran Hashmi were coming together for the first time, and I thought it would be, an interesting watch given the lead pair, as well as a strong supporting cast of Anu Kapoor, Raghuveer Yadav, Ridhiman Chatterjee. So all in all, it looked like an interesting movie to see. Uh, Chehre, before I give you my views on the movie, it's based on a German novel which translates to A Dangerous Game in English. And it's had a couple of cinematic versions as well, including the famous Marathi movie Shantata Court Chalu Ahe, and a Kannada version. And as recent as this year, there's been a Bengali film called Onushandhan, which is again eerily similar to Chehre. So if you've read the novel, or if you've seen any one of the movies that I mentioned, you'll probably not find anything new in Chehre. But still, there are ways to make a movie interesting and engaging, despite the basic premise being known to people. Chehre starts off quite interestingly enough, and there's a lot of curiosity. It's about a man, an advertising agency owner, a very conceited and arrogant and full of himself kind of a man, portrayed by Imran Hashmi. And he gets stuck in a blizzard, and he has to take refuge in an isolated mansion, amidst pine trees and snow-capped. The entire region is covered with snow, and he has to take refuge in that mansion, which has this motley crew of old men who are all ex-judges and lawyers, and they have this strange and unique game where they recreate any particular case of their own, from the past, and they have a mock trial and mock judgment and things like that. And Imran Hashmi unwittingly gets caught up in their midst. And what happens when they start to play the same game with him is what Chehre is about. As I said, the trailer looked interesting, and it looked promising enough for me to want to watch it, watch the full movie. Unfortunately, I didn't have the confidence to go in the theaters and watch it on big screen. Hence, I was eagerly awaiting the OTT release, and it's come out on Amazon Prime, and that's where I've seen it. Unfortunately, Chehre flatters to deceive. What could have been a taut, engaging, good thriller, gripping thriller, ends up being predictable, cliched, and done a million times before. As I said, the plot is nothing earth-shatteringly new if you've been privy to the novel or the movies. In fact, there was also this television series called Tehqiqat, which had Vijay Anand in the lead role. And one of the episodes of Tehqiqat also was exactly the same story as Chehre. So there's nothing new in that sense. But what could have been engaging and gripping and well made turns out to be cliched and hackneyed and done to death, mainly because of the poor writing. The story is credited to Rumi Jaffrey and Ranjit Kapoor, and unfortunately, that's where the film is let down by some weak and predictable writing. If you're seeing a thriller and you can guess what the next scene is going to be, I think it's pretty pointless to see the thriller in the first place then, if it's going to be that predictable. And that's exactly what Chehre is. It is predictable, very, very predictable. Amitabh Bachchan puts in, a decent enough performance. Imran Hashmi is very good. I think Imran Hashmi, Dhritiman Chatterjee, and Anu Kapoor, I think, are the three strong points of the movie, if at all. There is a very long and pretty unnecessary social speech given by Amitabh Bachchan towards the end of the movie, on morality and justice and the decadence of humanity, which really looks force-fitted. In fact, at times I was wondering whether Mr. Bachchan was reading his dialogues from a prompter. It was that awkward and cringeworthy, really. Especially given that it's someone as legendary as Mr. Bachchan, and he was made to do that scene, which really surprised me. That why would he want to do a scene like that? And overall, as I said, if a movie, especially of this genre, becomes predictable and becomes easy to read, the fun goes. One watches a thriller to be, to be fooled, to be outwitted, and then the revelations come as surprise and at times shock, and that's what makes us enjoy the thriller. That, oh, we've been hoodwinked and we've been fooled, and wow, this was amazing, we didn't see it coming. Nothing like that in Chehre. It's very, very predictable, and after a decent enough first half, the second half just completely loses the plot. And unfortunate that yet again a movie which promised so much with its trailer flatters to deceive, and ends up being a disappointment. Chehre is showing on Amazon Prime now, so please watch it, and let me know in your comment section if you agree with what I spoke about the movie, or if you think otherwise. Do let me know. That's all for this week, and until the next time, bye for now.